welcome to Elite Weather Forecasting. I'm meteorologist Mr. G here with you guys once again. Welcome to this YouTube channel. Leave your likes, comments, concerns if you are finding this information beneficial or helpful or at least entertaining. So I would appreciate that if you would leave a like, a comment, and feel free to subscribe to this channel for your daily weather updates, okay? Now what we're looking at right now is our radar of the Northeast, and we have a storm that was over the Midwest and the northern plains and then the Great Lakes. This is starting to wind down. We do have a few snow showers that's moving across central Pennsylvania, rain showers down to the south over the DC area, and that's going to be headed up the eastern seaboard there. That's going to be spreading some of those showers into Jersey as well as Long Island. So later on this evening, you might see a few rain showers. Snow showers will be across the interior and over portions of the higher elevations of the Adirondack mountain range of New York. But we're going to be seeing that activity winding down and through the evening hours as you await the arrival of a nor'easter. About midday tomorrow on your Monday, we're going to start to see that nor'easter arrive. And let's talk about what we're going to be seeing as far as that nor'easter. So an area of low pressure is developing off the East Coast tonight, and we're going to be seeing widespread heavy rain, snow, and gusty winds likely Monday and Tuesday across the Northeast, and into New England, and then travel will be a problem. So it will be very impactful as far as flights, trains, buses, traveling on the roadways, even on the 95 corridor, where we're not going to really see a lot of snow, but heavy rain and high winds will create some traffic delays across those regions. Power outages also can be an issue, and we're going to be seeing heavy snow across the interior of New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts as well, and Maine. We're going to be seeing some areas that could pick up to 2 feet of snow. So definitely going to be an issue with this nor'easter. Very impactful. Winds are also going to be 50 to 60 miles an hour. Some areas near Massachusetts can see winds approach 80 to 90 miles per hour. So very high winds coming out of the Northeast, hence the name nor'easter. So there we go with that storm that's going to be coming up from the southwest and right off the eastern seaboard. As we see there, this is going to be about midday on Monday as we see that nor'easter coming up from the southwest along the southeast coast. All right, so let's take a look at our watches and alerts. We do have a winter storm watch in effect across most of the Northeast. We're talking down here from Pennsylvania through New York, portions of Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. We're going to be seeing that potential for a winter storm watch. And a winter storm watch means that a storm capable of producing 6 inches of snow or greater is going to be possible. So we haven't upgraded to a winter storm warning. I'm sure that's going to come within a matter of hours or during the overnight hours. We're going to be seeing that winter storm warning. But if you pay attention here, if you look at the coastal area, this is where I-95 kind of travels down. There's Boston right there. We are looking at Cape Cod. Here is Rhode Island, Providence, Connecticut, Hartford. There is Long Island right here. New York City is right there. But if you notice, we don't have any winter weather advisories over the big cities. Newark is here. Philadelphia is down there. But you can see that it's no winter weather advisory because it's going to be too warm for snow across those areas. So we're going to see heavy rain. So very heavy rain and high winds as well. We're going to be seeing those winds whipping along out there, but we're going to be seeing a lot of snow with the storm across the interior portions. So let's take a look at our map here. Again, very light accumulations. Now, this is on the back end of the storm for Boston. So about late in the day on Tuesday, we could see a good 3 to 5 inches possible across portions of Boston. I want to see if that pans out in the forecast. But we are looking at that. Here is Boston downtown. There is the potential there for 3 to 5 inches. But then out here on Cape Cod, 1 to 3 inches is only going to be possible. Then 1 to 3 inches across Rhode Island, Connecticut. There's Hartford, Providence. We're going to be seeing 1 to 3 inches. And down to New York City and Long Island, no snow expected. So Long Island, the Long Island Expressway, the LIE, we talking the West Side Highway. You guys aren't going to be seeing much of any snow across that region. The further south you go, the less snow you're going to see. But if you go across portions of upstate New York here, look here near Catskill, Albany, and Kingston, New York is going to be where we're going to see the most snow, where 24 to 36 inches of snow is going to be possible. But then in the surrounding areas, we can see 18 to 24 inches. Many folks here across upstate New York is going to be seeing 12 to 18 inches. It's going to be pretty widespread. And some of you folks, we're looking at 8 to 12 inches across northeastern Pennsylvania, central New York, northwestern New York, as well as into Vermont, New Hampshire. We got some other folks here, western Massachusetts, where we're going to be seeing that 12 to 18 inches. 12 to 18 inches is going to be possible here across Vermont, southern Vermont, south central, north central Massachusetts. Again, southern Maine, we can see another area that's going to be picking up 12 to 18 inches just to the west, northwest of Portland. So a lot of areas can pick up some very heavy snow. Queensboro, New York here, upstate New York, we're going to see that heavy snow, as well as near Burlington, Vermont. Heavy snow is going to be possible as well, 12 to 18 inches. So a lot of snow is going to be possible across portions of the interior of the northeast, but unfortunately along that 95 highway there, Interstate 95, we're not going to see much in the way of beneficial snow or meaningful snowfall. But this will lead to a lot of travel problems, power outages as well, because it's also going to be accompanied by high winds. So not just high heavy snow and rain, but we'll see high winds coming off of the northeast here, off of the North Atlantic. You can see those isobars as that air circulates around this area of low pressure. We're going to see, so if you're up here in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, you're going to see those winds coming off of the Atlantic, and these winds are going to be very high. We're talking about winds 40 to 50 miles per hour. But if you move off the coast here, closer to our area of low pressure, some of those winds right in here, we're talking south of downtown Boston and northeast of Providence, Rhode Island, we're going to be seeing wind gusts 50 to 60 miles an hour. But if you go to the west here, those winds are going to drop down to 20 to 30 miles per hour here near Burlington, upstate New York here, Syracuse, down through Catskill, Albany, but then down across New Jersey here near Newark and New York City, we're going to be seeing those winds about 20 to 30 miles per hour. So it's going to be very breezy across the I-95 corridor. So we're going to see a lot of wind-driven rain there, but it's going to be a bit of an offshore flow over this portion of New York and the Big Apple. When you see those winds, as that low pressure is going to be off to the north and east. So that is going to increase the snowfall rates across this portion. And that's one of the reasons why we're going to see heavier snow right here, because those winds are going to be turning toward the northwest from the northeast. It's going to be a sharp gradient right in that region, and it's pulling that cold air down out of Canada that's going to mix in with some of that warm, moist air off of the Atlantic. So that's going to combine for some heavy snow across central and upstate New York with this nor'easter. So here we are to take a look at your flash flood threat. This is going to be along I-95. We're looking at Massachusetts, Long Island. So we're going to be seeing that heavy rainfall, also around the Boston area, and we're going to be seeing that rainfall. But we do have flash flooding possible as we have that heavy rain, and we could be picking up a couple of inches of rain with this a nor'easter. There's also some severe weather that we have to talk about as well. We have the possibility of seeing tornadoes. There is a tornado watch in effect across southern Georgia and western and northern Florida through about 8 o'clock tonight. Remains to see if that's going to get extended later in the day. But we do have tornadoes possible. A damaging wind is also possible, and large hail is going to be a possibility. But flash flooding is going to be unlikely, as that ground is pretty well saturated, and most thunderstorms come by really quick. So we're not going to see the potential for any excessive rainfall with this activity. But some severe weather is going to certainly be possible. Here's our severe storm threat for the remainder of today and into the nighttime hours. We're going to be seeing that down here across South Georgia, northern Florida, southern Alabama, as well as southern Mississippi, and extreme southeastern Louisiana, just to the north of New Orleans, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, as well as to Dothan, Alabama, Albany, Georgia, Tallahassee, Florida, and Jacksonville, Florida is going to be right under the gun for some of that severe weather this evening. And we're going to be seeing that potential for that tornado threat to be this afternoon and evening, and large hail is going to be very likely with some of these thunderstorms. So we have that potential for tornadoes, the likelihood of tornadoes, and a very likely scenario with the potential for some large hail. And tornadoes and large hail kind of go hand in hand. You usually see tornadoes when we have large hail. So on the West Coast, we have our atmospheric river to talk about still. We have another storm that's going to make landfall across the West Coast on your Monday. And we're going to be seeing that brief reprieve from the heavy rain this afternoon across central and northern California. We're mostly going to be seeing rain north of the Bay Area, but then on Monday a new atmospheric river gets underway and that heavy rain returns, as well as that heavy snow, and that is going to create the dangers of flash flooding once again, as this one is going to be a warm storm as well. So we're going to be seeing the snow level higher, so that rainfall is going to melt some of the snow in the lower elevations that receive some snow. But we're going to be seeing a lot of melting with that rainfall as well. So the combination of new rain and melting snow is going to exacerbate the flooding situation across central and northern California. And that is going to continue into the day on Tuesday. And that heavy rain and flood threat is going to spread further to the south and encompass parts of southern California as well. So I expect to see more winter storm advisories and heavy rain and flood advisories as we move through time through the day on Tuesday. Here is a look at one of those, the latest atmospheric river that's going to be moving into Southern California. It's mostly central and northern California, and you see that plume of moisture coming from Hawaii. You see Hawaii right there, and that moisture plume is coming all the way from Hawaii all the way into California there. So you can see that moisture, so more rain and snow continuing for the West Coast. Now we'll take a look at our strong atmospheric river. We're going to be seeing that plume of atmospheric moisture will quickly target the West Coast. So we're seeing that moisture continuing coming up from the southwest. This is coming all the way from Hawaii right into central California. So we're going to be seeing that heavy rain concentrated right in this region. Point Conception is right here. Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, Monterey, Salinas. Here is San Jose, San Francisco. Eureka is right there. So we're going to see that rain continue and snow across the higher elevations of the Sierra Nevada. Again, here is some of that rainfall that's expected down in Southern California, 3 to 5 inches in the LA area, in the valleys and the mountains and the foothills of some of the Southern California mountains. But to the south, 1 to 2 inches predominantly. And we're going to be seeing 1 to 2 inches mainly through the Central Valley, 2 to 3 inches across the coastal ranges. We're talking Salinas, Monterey, Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, all all the way up to San Jose. San Francisco is going to get a little bit heavier, 2 to 3 inches of rain. But if you go in the Sierra Nevadas, we're going to be seeing much higher rainfall rates as that rainfall will increase with those altitude and that storm being pushed up over those mountains. So we're going to be seeing much heavier rainfall, 12 to 18 inches of rain. Some folks can pick up to 24 to 36 inches of rain, but some of that is going to fall in the form of snow. So we're going to be seeing heavy rain and heavy snow continue across the Sierra Nevada. And then we're going to also see high winds with this next storm across the mountains here through some of the canyons and passes. We're going to be seeing high wind advisory criteria winds for the most part. San Francisco, we're going to be seeing wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour. And then Fort Bragg up there in northwestern California, some winds 50 to 60 miles an hour, which will put us in high wind warning category. But for the most part, we're going to be seeing winds 20 to 30, 10 to 20, and 30 to 40 miles an hour, which is wind advisory criteria. So winds are definitely going to cause a problem. So if you're in a high profile vehicle, you're driving across I-80 through the Donner Pass, or you're coming over the mountains down into the Valley, Sacramento, and over to San Francisco, please be careful out there if you're driving a semi or a bus or RV, anything that could get buffeted around by those winds. So we're going to see some blowing snow across the mountains, and we're going to be seeing some power outages due to some of those high winds and issues with flooding as well. So there's probably going to be more issues with disruptions in your daily lives out there in California as we deal with this next round of atmospheric river fueled storms there. So here we are. When that'll complete your weather forecast for your into your day Monday and Tuesday. My name is Mr. G. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys all on the next one tomorrow. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and remember, likes, comments, feel free to subscribe. Bye-bye.